Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Real Football Talk. I'm your host Hassan. Today I have with me Steve and Adil. We'll be discussing the Aston Villa versus Leicester game. Adil, I wanted to ask you first, what did you make of the first half and how Leicester really started?
Yeah, Leicester started fast. Really took the game to Villa. I think. I think. I think Villa struggled. I think when you have a player like Greelish not in the lineup, I think it does affect the mentality of the players. So they just started really slow, and they let Leicester get into a rhythm, really dictate the game and control it from the off. I thought the first half performance for Villa was poor. You could tell not having Grealish definitely affected the way they played. So it's a great start from Leicester, and again, Harvey was the go-to man. And during the whole game, they realized the matchup. The matchup was Al Mohammadi was just comes in. So it wasn't just Grealish. I think losing Cash was a big loss for them for this game as well. And Al Mohammadi just could not handle Harvey Barnes the whole game, and it caused him loads of problems with this pace and movement and direct running. So yeah, I was just impressed with the start and the way they just controlled that first half. It was a very mature performance.
I mean, Steve, do you think there's a over reliance on Villa's side on Grealish really? Because obviously it seems that that kind of really affected their performance today.
Yeah, 100%. And it's so much so, and I mean, other teams obviously look to negate Grealish's influence. So much so that Leicester actually started with two fullbacks today, so that they were in a position to double up on Grealish if the ball went out to that side of the pitch. So even though Villa have got some great players, you know, that Watkins up top is really good, and Barkley has been an influence this year. They still seem to lack that actual creativity and that spark. And you see that they didn't actually offer a lot today in terms of getting, say, Barkley involved on the ball to make things happen, because they're usually used to playing out left and hoping that Grealish is going to make something happen. So there was less patterns of play that you would expect to see from Villa, a lot more from Leicester, knowing how they want to play and much more variety in their game with their ability to be able to go long in behind for Vardy or play through the midfield. So yeah, Villa definitely struggled, I think, without Grealish there. But I think he's going to be away for a few weeks, I think. So they're going to need to come up with a new system or a new solution while he's absent, I think.
I mean, the errors leading to kind of the goals conceded by Villa. What do you make of them, Adil?
Well, I think, Villa, even though they've had quite a lot of clean sheets this season, they're a team, I think, shots against is one of the highest in the league. They're a team who give up a lot of chances. I mean, but because they defend deep, Konsa and Mings are very good at blocking shots, and then you got Martinez, who's definitely one of the shouts for goalkeeper of the season so far, and so they've managed to get a lot of clean sheets, but not actually be a defensively sound team. They give up a lot of chances, and so I think today they got exposed because those chances came into the central zones, and the movement of Vardy and Barnes was intelligent, and Maddison was coming in from a deeper place. So because they never had that striker that Konsa and Mings are used to just focusing on and targeting and man marking and blocking, it was a bit more elusive movement. They really struggled to pick it up. So and the biggest problem for the first goal is you got Louis, the CDM, and he's moved all the way to the left hand side, and there's no one picking up Maddison. So and we're talking about the start of the game. Maddison had the whole of the 10 position to himself from kickoff. The ball was just coming to him, dictating it. He's under no pressure because David Lewis is not in the right position. So it's strange to see that much space and time given to such a quality player who's informed. You would have thought that would have been a big area in which Villa would have tried cutting out the space and the channel and the lines of passing into Maddison, but it didn't happen. And it's quite a simple goal at the end, but it's just strange to see Maddison given that much space. I'm sure he was surprised.
I mean, on Leicester, really, Steve, what do you make of kind of Leicester kind of gate crashing the party of the so-called top six of the Premier League? What do you mean? Do you think it's a top 7 now, or does Leicester qualify as like a top 4 club? Because obviously how they've been doing since last year. And do you think there's a chance of a game kind of falling towards the end of the season again, like last year?
I think they've got much more quality and consistency this year. So I see them actually maintaining this run and finishing in the top 4. Confidence is high. They're performing really well. Rodgers has got them playing fantastically well. They seem to know their roles really, really well. And I like what they're offering. I think, as Adil said, that Barnes is currently kind of the go-to man. He's the man in form that when they need something, they need a goal, they need a flash of brilliance, they need someone else to affect the game. He's the one that's going to do that. His runs from wide to join on and get close to Vardy was what caused Villa problems today. And that's how the first goal came about, that he actually came off the wing and was there for when the two players were drawn to Vardy to try and win the ball, and he could then feed Maddison in. So they've got talent all over the pitch, but also they work really hard, and they're young, hungry players. You could pick out so many players within that Leicester side that are currently playing at the top of their form, at the top of their game. A lot of credit has to go, I think, to Rodgers for how he's got them playing. He's played exciting football for years. He's a talented coach. He's played exciting football for years. When he was at Liverpool beforehand, he had them playing really exciting football. He's gone up to Celtic, won a load, come back, great mentality. He's really the man. And I think I see Leicester being there and thereabouts whilst he's there. So if he stays there the next couple of seasons, definitely it becomes a top 7 at least, rather than a top 6, and I think they'll be pushing consistently for top 4.
And Adil, on that, really, do you think Aston Villa have a system of like how Leicester have done it into getting into the top 6, top 7 kind of phase? Do you think Aston Villa could follow the same kind of stepping stone, or the idea?
I think with Aston Villa, it's because of the continuity that they've shown, which is similar to Leicester's project. They could follow a similar template. I mean, Dean Smith is a good manager. He's proven that when he's got his first team, that they could challenge. They've beaten some of the better teams in the league this year. So I think they could, simply because of the fact that it seems like the board at Aston Villa are willing to spend and willing to throw money at it. So they could make the jump. The only thing that I would have questions over is, you see, with Leicester, Leicester's a very difficult team to buy players from. And when they do sell them, they sell them when it suits them, and they get very good money. But you look at Vardy, they've managed to keep him. Maddison signed a new long-term contract, I think last summer. They've tied up Barnes. They are behaving like a big club. They're not easy to poach their best players. And the question is really whether Aston Villa can do the same when it comes to Grealish. And if they can, then I would say, yeah, they do have similar potential as Leicester to keep building and keep fighting, because you could tell in terms of finance, they do have the clout. Maybe their scouting system ain't as good as Leicester's. I mean, Leicester's scouting system is one of the best in the Premiership. They're finding really good talent for cheap, and because of Rodgers' coaching, every player is improving and and becoming more valuable to the club. So I do think Aston Villa is one of those clubs it's worth keeping an eye on. They could gate crash and make it even more stronger league and a stronger battle for those top European places.
Quick ones, guys. Sorry, Steve, go on, fire away.
Sorry, Hassan. Sorry. Just the difference for me between Leicester and Aston Villa is that, with all the quality players that Aston Villa have got, I think they still, as we discussed earlier, they still rely very much on Greelish, to be the person that links everything together. Whereas I feel that Leicester is pretty much reliant on the system. They play to a system generally. Anyway, and that plays to Vardy's strengths, but they could probably put anyone in to do that role. And as you say, I think their scouting is fantastic. They picked up players like Fofana, Soyuncu, Tielemans, Maddison, Barnes, and Vardy. And Vardy's loyal to them because they gave him an opportunity when no one else would. You know what I mean? So to get someone that has that loyalty. And has also picked up silverware. He's got the loyalty, but also he's got the silverware. He's won a Premier League with them, and so well, I can afford to be loyal to you. I've won stuff. So they're in such a strong position. I don't see Villa being in that kind of position until they're not reliant on one player to be the one that's going to make the difference for them.
So. Quick one to kind of wrap up, really. Steve, do you think Villa will finish in a Europa League position or not?
No, I think they'll drop away. I think they'll fall away.
Adil, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone was questioning what would happen once Grealish gets injured. Today we saw that. I mean, they were at home and they lacked ideas. They were never really a factor. I mean, they got a goal back, but then and this is why you can see the development in Leicester. I mean, they are a well-oiled machine. As soon as they conceded, they took control of the game again.
Thank you, guys. Really good points come out with regards to Aston Villa and Leicester, really, and how Aston Villa kind of are over-reliant on Grealish, and how Leicester have a really good system for them to kind of succeed and kind of go and finish in the top four. So thank you both for your insight, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Guys, just keep an eye out. We also have another 2 episodes coming out, Arsenal versus Man City and the Manchester United versus Newcastle game. So do keep an eye out, and as always, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for being with us today, both of you, and see you soon.